Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, June 25th, 2026. It is 8:49 a.m. We are beginning with revocation proceedings. My name is Cheryl Renatza, serving as chair of today's parole panel. My colleagues on the panel today is Mr. Chuck Tillis, Mrs. Jerry Ledoux. We are at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Mrs. Ledoux is participating remotely. I'm going to ask our staff here in Baton Rouge, please introduce yourself for the record. Thank you. And our first remote location this morning is at the Natchioches Detention Center. So could y'all turn your camera on, please? All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Allen, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. That's me.
All right, sir. For the record, sir, please tell us your name and your DOC number.
Alphonso Allen, 114371.
Did you say 114371?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Thank you. So do you have any paperwork there with you, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I got my police report on my new offenses that I have.
Yeah, do you have the parole revocation questionnaire with you? We'll put it, yeah, that's it. That's it. Is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Allen, based on the information contained in that document, it was determined or has been determined that you're not eligible for an appointed lawyer. Are you ready to proceed without one today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. I'll turn it over to him.
Good morning, Mr. Allen. How are you?
I'm all right, sir. How you doing?
Good, good. I'm going to read some violations and you can answer guilty, not guilty, or with a statement.
Okay.
Violation number 2, you failed to report to your parole officer since July of 25. How do you plead?
But, sir, I'm guilty of that with a statement.
Okay, what's your statement?
All right, sir. When I was released from Angola, you know what I'm saying? There was an emergency release. All right, they let me out. They didn't give me no bus fare, no money or anything. So I was stranded in Baton Rouge for a couple of days. You know what I mean? All right, so when I made it negative, all right, the reason why I didn't report because you know I'm a 4-state cancer patient. All right, and I was back and forth to the hospital emergency room. You know what I'm saying? My bladder was about to bust. They had to put in a catheter. You know, I was bleeding from my privacy and things, and I was going through a whole lot of things by me not having me being homeless, not having a place to stay. You know, I was like they knew, DOC knew that I didn't have an address before I was ever released from Angola. You know what I mean? Because I told them I wasn't coming back to negative, that I was wanting to go back home to my family, and they had resided to Minnesota. You know. So they tell me by me not having an out-of-state compact that I couldn't do that. So they forced me back to Natives to be homeless, you know, and things. And once I got here, my illness took over and things. Like I said, I was back and forth to the emergency room. You know, I had nowhere to stay, had nowhere to keep my privacy clean. You know what I'm saying, with that Catholic. And I was by me bleeding and things. I was just going through it, sir. You know what I mean? At that point in time, I was going through it. You know, it was only God that you know brought me through that.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that you had problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, violation number 3, you failed to live at the address that you provided and failed to provide your parole officer with the correct address. I guess, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
Well, I'm gonna go with a step with that. Like I said, 7 hours at least they know I ain't have no address. You
Okay,
know,
all
the former
right,
person knew I ain't have no address from the classification that released me. You know, from Angola, Count C.
Can I
You
ask?
know,
So on your good time release certificate, the address is 146 Merrick Drive. Where is
man,
that?
I gave that's my kid's grandma address, right? I gave them that address so if I had any important papers or documents, you know, that they could send that to.
So that's the address of record that you gave them. Thank you, sir. That's all I got.
okay. Okay, violation number 6, you failed to show proof of employment since your release. How do you plead?
Well, you know, no, I didn't show. I played together, yes, you know, because I didn't show, you know, because you know, I'm a council patient. I'm a state for council patient, sure. You know, I was seeking a disability. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay, I
I have an
understand.
infusion in my chest.
It says, violation number 8, you failed to give your parole officer an accurate address, making home visits with you impossible. How do you plead on that?
Might as well give them that too, you know, because like I say, I'm at fault, but they at fault as well. You know, because I gave them the address to send some sock boxes and T-shirts to. You know what I'm saying? Like I explained to them when I reported, when I first got out. You know what I'm saying? This is the address, but I cannot stay at this address. You know what I'm saying? Because she have a son on parole. She have other things going on in her life. You know what I'm saying? So my kid's grandma, I couldn't stay there. You know what I'm saying? I was only giving them that address in case, you know what I'm saying, emergency or things like that, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't support me with anything. You know, they didn't support me with the South Basel t-shirt, anything, you know what I'm saying? So when I got out, I was completely homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I ain't
if
have food, I ain't have anything.
I understand, if you're released now, what would you live?
Well, if I really now, I got a permanent address, I got a steady address, you know what I'm saying? This lady, you know what I'm saying, Miss Latoya Sawyer, she took me in from out the street, you know what I'm saying? She let me stay in her shed for some months, but after the months went by, she helped me get over my illness. And things as the months went by, you know what I'm saying? We linked up into a relationship, a strong relationship. Our family got to know me. They see, I want no trouble. You know what I'm saying? The neighborhood, people they love me. So now I have a steady address. You know what I'm saying? And things I wouldn't be out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I have to do to survive, sir. You know what I mean? It's hard doing 10 years plus and then coming home and being homeless. You know what I'm saying? People just don't open up their doors no more, sir. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Yes, sir, I understand. Do my colleagues have any questions, Ms. Lanu? Don't have any?
And no, I have no questions. I would point out he's a 13th class offender, so he's had supervision many times.
Okay,
Okay, I don't see any other questions. Are we prepared to vote?
yes, I'm ready to vote.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote today is going to be to revoke for violations number 2, 3, 6, and 8, and 9.
Mrs.
My
Ledoux.
my vote is to revoke based on non-compliance.
Mr. Allen, my vote today also is to revoke based on non-compliance with the conditions of parole. Good luck to you, sir. I hope your health improves.
All right, now.
Good morning, Mr. Gates. You don't hear me. It's not down. There you go, Mr. Gates. You're on mute still. The microphone's on mute. Mhm.
All right. Now you good?
Oh, I got you.
Okay. Don't come from Gates. All right.
Are you Mr. Gates?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell us your full name and DOC number, Mr. Gates?
Rory Kevin Gates, 105516.
Okay, Mr. Gates, we're here for a revocation decision this morning, and I see you have some paperwork there in your hand. Is that your parole revocation questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am.
You've confirmed whether that's your signature at the bottom of that page, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based on the information in that document, it's been determined you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. So you're ready to proceed this morning without a lawyer?
I guess I have to, I guess.
Well, is that yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. I'll turn it over to him.
Good morning, Mr. Gates. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm going to read some violations and you can plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. On rule violation number 4, on January 5th, 2025, you were arrested by the Natchitoches Parish Sheriff's Office for committing the offense of possession of Schedule 2, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, second or subsequently offense, and reckless operation of a vehicle. You were then transported and booked into the LaSalle Corrections in Natchitoches Parish. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
I plead not guilty.
Okay, you want to make a statement? Or
No, not really. I don't know what's really going on. Look, I had a wreck, and I'm here in jail. I've been here 17 months.
you say you had a wreck?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
I was a victim myself. Somebody gave me something that put me to sleep, and I wrecked a brand new car, and yes, so I'm here.
okay. Violation number 4 again on 9/24 at the Natchitoches Parish Detention Center. You were arrested for the offense of aggravated second-degree battery on another inmate. Pled date is set for 6/30/2026 in the 10th court. Trial is set for 7/20/26. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
I plead not guilty with a statement. Man spit in my face.
Okay.
And I begged this man to leave me alone. This man spit in my face, Mr. Tillis. You know what I'm saying? And I just lost it. I blanked out.
Yeah, I can believe that. So you hit him?
He hit me first when he spit in my face. And then I hit him back. Yes, sir.
If any of my colleagues want to ask any questions, they can.
I have no question.
Jerry?
I have no questions.
Okay. Violation number 5 on 9/4/2025, you use a dangerous weapon to commit the offense of aggravated second-degree battery. How do you plead?
Not guilty. 9-4.
9/4, September 4th, 2025, you use a dangerous weapon to commit an offense of aggravated second-degree battery.
Not guilty.
Okay. Do you have a drug problem?
Yes.
You do. Have you taken any treatment for it or classes?
They don't have anything here.
They don't.
Mr. Tillers, let me say something. Uh, in the last 51 years, I hate to say this, in the last 51 years, I haven't spent 3 consecutive years on the street. Drug problems. And that's the same thing right now. I got 17 years parole over my head, and I got caught up in this little thing here. You know, and so it looks like I'm headed back to prison, but yes, I need some help.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can put you somewhere where you can get help. Would you like that?
Yes, sir, I would.
Okay,
Have you ever had any treatment for substance abuse ever?
I've been to a few classes and stuff, and you know, like I've had 14 major surgeries in the last 5 years, triple bypass, amputations, and all. And I don't know. This was all an accident. Like I say, I came to Naggies, had bought a brand new car, and somebody gave me something that was laced with fentanyl. I'm just glad I didn't kill myself or nobody else because I just went to sleep. And when I woke up, I was sliding up in a churchyard.
Yeah, well, it was an accident, as you say, but you were still in your substance abuse
Yeah.
issue.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
could say somebody gave you something where you hang around with the wrong people.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm glad to hear you acknowledge that you have a serious problem and that you need some help.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's all I got. You ready to vote?
yeah, Commissioner Steve Wall, recommend. We can't do that.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Mr. Tillis, you ready to vote?
Yes, my vote today is going to be to revoke for violations 4, 4, and 5.
My vote is also to revoke.
My vote is to revoke also, Mr. Gates, and I'm gonna make a note in the record and ask DOC to afford you the opportunity for some intensive substance abuse treatment. I think you could benefit from it. I think you're ready for it, man. Wish you well. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. The Committee on Parole is at the Concordia Parish facility. It is 9:14 a.m. and we have before us Ms. Snyder. Good morning. Looks like their camera's frozen. Ms. Snyder, can you hear us? Can you hear me? We seem to
The
be having
internet
some.
connection seems a little unstable. It's kind of breaking up.
Yeah, can you hear us? Your camera view is frozen. We can hear what you're saying, but can you see us? She can't. Maybe disconnect and reconnect. Ms. Snyder, if you can hear me, would you ask the staff member to disconnect and reconnect?
Disconnect the original. Okay. Okay.
Ms. Snyder, good morning.
Good morning.
That's better, huh?
Much better. Yes.
We'd like to get the staff member there with you in the room to introduce themselves for the record.
Miss Stephanie, I believe she'll be coming in just a second. She was busy with the doctor.
Oh, she's still out.
Yeah, but she'll be back. She said that she would slip in if she was needed to.
Okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and get started. So for the record, would you please state your name and your DOC number?
My name is KATELIN SNYDER. My DOC number 7960775.
Okay, and you're here for parole consideration. Let me
Yes, ma'am.
acknowledge the folks who are watching on or here. We have your grandmother on Zoom, Miss Peggy Gautreaux, from the DA's office, Victim Assistance Coordinator Tamika White, from the 21st Judicial District, Michelle Sparks. I don't know if it's Caitlin Costa also from the 21st Judicial District, all on Zoom. And here with us in Baton Rouge is your father, Mr. Pete Snyder. And so Ms. Peggy and your dad want to speak and we'll ask for their comments at the appropriate time. And is that Ms. Stephanie?
Yes, good morning.
And for the record, could you state your name and your position there?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Stephanie Hodges. I'm the LPN at Concordia Parish Correctional Facility.
Okay. Will you be with us during this hearing? We may have a question or two for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
Ms. Snyder, I'm just going to read some identifying information into the record, ask you to verify if it's correct, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillis because your case has been assigned to him. So you are here today because you were sentenced in Tangipahoa Parish, February 25th, 2025, as a first felony offender to a 10-year hard labor sentence. 5 years was suspended with a 3-year supervised probation period. So your DOC term is 5 years. You do have a good time date, which is a mandatory release date, and that is November 2nd, 2026. Is that information correct?
The only thing that has changed is my out date. My out date changed to October 14th because I recently just took a forklift class that took off 20 days.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't reflected in my record yet. Well, good. Congratulations on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Tillis.
Good morning, Ms. Snyder. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Tell us why you're here and why do you feel that we should grant you a parole today? Tell us what happened.
Okay. Prior to being incarcerated, I was on house arrest for 1.5 years. And during that time period, I did AA 7 nights a week for 1.5 years. I missed a few here and there, but I also did group therapy for 3 days a week, 4.5 hours a day for 8 months. I was trying to work on myself and heal from what happened. And I was seeing a psychiatrist, and I was getting ready to start seeing a therapist after I finished group therapy. But then I got sentenced to my time. And I feel like certain parts of healing and grieving, not just for me, but for my family, has been put on pause since I've been in here. Sorry. This has been a really tragic thing for my family. And I feel like I'm ready to come home and do the things I need to do to try and move on, or I guess better myself, so I can make my family proud and make my sister proud. My dad and I, we wanted to do a nonprofit, and since I've been away, he started it. And it's one of the things that I wanted to do the most for my sister, to honor her. I just feel like I'm ready to do the things that I need to do
What happened?
that I
What
wasn't
caused,
ready to do before.
okay. What happened? What caused you to be here? Did you have a drinking problem, drug problem, or what?
Drinking problem. Drinking problem.
And you said you were under house arrest before this incident happened?
No, it was after the incident happened. I had to turn myself in, and the bond was too high, but I needed help. I needed mental help. So the judge granted me clinical house arrest. So I was on house arrest after the accident up until turning myself in to prison.
What's the lady's name that's there with you?
Hodges.
Ms. Hodges.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us anything about Ms. Snyder?
She is a very quiet and compliant. Whenever I told the warden that we were gonna be sitting in on this, she didn't even know who she was, and that's a good thing. She keeps to herself. We do not have counseling at our facility. So when she does need to speak, she comes to my office, and I wouldn't speak for someone that I didn't believe, was regretful and needed you know, the help that she does need. She does need extensive counseling. She does need to get on and get that going, especially with her and her dad and her family. But she is a very sweet person. She's a very sweet person. She does have some medical issues because she was also injured in that wreck, but I mean, nothing that's extensive, you know, we've got that taken care of. But she just, and I mean, my heart breaks for her because I know that, you know, while she's having to do the punishment for what she has done in the situation, that she's also having to grieve a loss of her sister. And so it's got to be, you know, I couldn't imagine. I honestly could not imagine.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. We really
You're
appreciate.
welcome.
Can we hear from her grandmother now?
Good morning.
Ms. Peggy?
Yes. Yes. As you've heard, I am the grandmother of both Caitlin and Lauren Snyder, who both resided with me prior to the accident. I wanted to let y'all know that Caitlin and Lauren were extremely close to each other, and they did everything together from daily hygiene routines to socializing. They shared a bond that was very strong and unbreakable. When Caitlin was incarcerated, the judge did state, and I'm reading this because I wrote it all down. The judge did state that she wanted her to get grief and trauma counseling. And as you heard, there was no availability of counselors there. So she's basically on her own there. And there's no visitations there for the family. So we haven't seen her since the day she turned herself in. And we've only been able to communicate with her through the phone and text messages. Her loss is overwhelming, and she has had to carry that weight of the weight of that pain, along with the guilt of that tragedy, on her own. And I sincerely believe that if she is granted early parole, her family will be able to provide her the support, care, and professional help she needs to get to heal and to learn to cope with the loss of her sister Lauren. After all, just like Stephanie said, what greater burden can someone carry than living with the knowledge that she was the driver of the vehicle in which her own little sister lost her life? I respectfully ask that you consider granting her early parole so that we, as her family, can be there to support her and help her to begin the healing process. And if I may, on a personal note, I would appreciate if y'all would consider very strongly letting her come home so that I can have one of my granddaughters for the rest of my remaining life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry about your granddaughter. Can we hear from Mr. Snyder? If you don't mind, go to the podium.
Good morning, my name is Pete Snyder. I'm here on behalf of my daughter Lauren, Caitlin. You know, this has been a rough road for all of us. Since September 20th of 2023, when we were all standing behind Lauren, around Lauren, and we had to take off life support. Life has never been the same. You know, Caitlin and I talk 2 or 3 times a day, you know, and every day that we speak, you know, it's tears in her eyes. I hear in her voice that she's very remorseful for what happened. And like Peggy said, they were 2 peas in a pod. They did it together. I mean, everything. And, you know, standing here as a father, you know, losing one child and then loving the other one that's in prison, knowing what took place, you know, it's a spot that nobody would want to be in, but we're here. And with all that said, you know, my daughter needs help. She's getting no help. We've all written letters to the judges, DOC, try to get her moved while she was incarcerated to get therapy. And obviously nothing has happened, you know. And people there in Concordia, they help her, you know, they'll bring her in the nurse's room and let her, you know, cry or talk, you know, but that's about it though. As far as healing, she hasn't been able to heal. And like Caitlin said, you know, we talked about a nonprofit. I did form a nonprofit in February. It's called Lady Lauren's Life Testimony. And it's Lauren Against Driving Influence. And since then, I've started putting a board of directors together. I spoke with some probation officers in Tangipahoa Parish, you know, about starting to speak in front of groups. And I've talked with the DA also out there, Mr. Parole, about helping me get this thing moving. But I think with everything that's taking place, that my daughter needs help. She needs therapy. She needs to come home. We want her home. We all love her. I mean, it's nobody that doesn't love Caitlin on our side of the family, you know, and we'd like her to come home. And I think she needs to come home and get help, therapy. And if y'all could help us get her home, I would deeply appreciate it.
Let me ask you this. Where do you think her problem started?
I think the problem started back in 2010 or 2012. Me and my wife had some issues, and we were drinking, and then and I think all that just started like a snowball effect, and I think that's where it all started, sir. If you know,
You're still drinking, or you?
no, I'm not. I have not. I haven't drank in almost 30 months. I take a Vivitrol shot. I go to counseling once a week for grief therapy and also alcoholism. So I haven't drank in almost 30 months now.
Okay.
Now I would say that this weekend was probably harder on all of us because every 20th of the month, this 20th of the month made 33 months that Lauren's been gone. And then on Sunday, on Father's Day, Lauren was made 20 years old. So, you know, it's been a rough week on us. And I know Peggy and everybody else feels it too. And we would all like to see Caitlin get parole and come home and get some help.
The grandmother is your mother or your
That's my in-law.
in-law?
Yes, sir.
She was saying that you all would have try to help her. What would try to help her, put her in some programs and stuff? What do you?
Well, when Caitlin did get a DWI back in 2022 and in St. Charles Parish, and we had her get into a diversionary program, and then she went to Woodlake for 28 days. Rehabilitation.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm sorry about your losses.
Thank you.
Any of my colleagues have any questions they want to ask?
Ms. Ledoux?
Don't have any questions.
Let me ask you something, Caitlin, and I agree with your family. I believe that you do need some intensive treatment. What did you get out of the Woodlake? That was, I'm sure, an inpatient intensive treatment program. Why do you think that didn't work, for lack of a better word?
Frozen again.
I think she's frozen again.
I see the nurse.
Okay, it seems to be better now, but it got frozen. Or is it
Yeah,
still frozen?
You're back
Are
in
we
that-
still fine? Okay.
Did you hear what the question was?
Yes.
Okay, the question was,
No, ma'am.
I wondered, your father said you did a 28-day program at Woodlake for an earlier DWI, which I'm sure was an intensive inpatient program. And then once you completed that, it appears that you continued the substance abuse, the drinking. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
It was a really hard time in my life.
Right, here we go, you know, stuff. Seems as though we're having some technical issues.
And he got
There, phone number, we can let her do it over the phone. And I'll let that go.
sorry about the connection.
Yeah,
But I was just in a really bad spot at the time. I was really depressed. It's not a good excuse, but just the truth.
I asked that question because I agree that you need some treatment and you need some intensive treatment, but you got to be ready for it. You know, you're in a more difficult spot now, I would think. So I just want to be sure you're ready to accept and seriously apply whatever treatment may be afforded to you.
I believe that I am. It's like all that I've been wanting this whole time. You know, I've been calling my dad, begging my dad, please get me help. Like just somewhere where I can get help. I need help.
Okay. All right. We're gonna try to help.
I do have,
Go
I
ahead.
do have one question. Caitlin, aside from your father, do you have any other close relationships with people who do not drink?
Yes.
Who would that be?
Well, there's my grandfather, my Papa Jerome. He was gonna speak today, but he decided against it for personal reasons. But he doesn't drink. He had a drinking problem as well. But he has been sober for over a decade now.
Okay.
So I do have people in my life who have succeeded so far in sobriety.
So that concerns me because you need people who don't turn to alcohol as a support or a way to cope.
Well, I do have like friends and people from AA. Like I had a sponsor and I texted with a lot of people and I would go to AA and then people from group therapy. I made a lot of friends and you know, I do have other people, but as of like close relatives, I mean, my dad's had a drinking problem, my mom's had a drinking problem. So I mean, my grandparents are the only ones that I guess have, I don't know, succeeded in that area.
Okay.
So
Thank you. I just wanted to ask that question. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I say one more thing if that's okay? Just briefly.
Sure.
We have a close friend of ours in Hammond, moving down. And she was a federal probation officer for 25 years. Her name is Elizabeth DePaula. You know, she cares for Caitlin very, very much. She cares for Lauren. Her and I spoke. Caitlin wants to go back. She said she wants to go back to nursing school. Elizabeth's financially able. She said if Caitlin would come home and want to go to school, that she would pay for college. I just wanted to let y'all know that she does have, you know, others than just me, you know.
Okay,
That's
thank
all.
you, sir.
I apologize.
Thank you. Caitlin, I
Will we
see-
be hearing from the opposition? Will we be hearing from victim opposition?
we don't have it.
There's none.
Okay, thank
I see the remorsefulness in you, but I still feel that you need some more help. And I think we're going to try to do something about that. But my vote today is going to be to grant conditionally.
Ms.
Okay.
Lejeune? Ms. Lejeune?
I want to explain that if we denied you today, you would be released on that October date without any DOC treatment. And that is not acceptable for me. And so my vote is also to grant conditional upon some substance abuse treatment prior to release. And then some special conditions after that I'm sure the chairwoman will go over.
And I agree, Caitlin. It's unfortunate you were not able to get treatment during your period of incarceration. Normally, for your offense, I mean, you haven't really served a lot of time. I know to you and your family it is. I would not consider an early release. But because your family supports you, and that's encouraging. Because they suffer as well. So I will also vote to grant conditionally that you be moved to a facility that will afford you intensive substance abuse treatment. I believe you'll also be given an opportunity for the STAR program, which is similar to what your father mentioned in Vivitrol option and medically assisted treatment. And then upon release, you have to complete that program. Upon release, you will have some special conditions, and that will be, and your parole officer can help you with this, is to enroll in grief and trauma counseling in the community. And I think your family supports that. Some family counseling would be helpful to you too, but I'll leave that to those professionals to determine that. And you will be required to attend at least for the first 9 months, let's say 3 AA meetings a week. And I hope that you continue that because as you have said, that helped you a lot before. So we do wish you well. So we're going to get you moved so that you can get treatment, get started on the treatment you need because your treatment will be lifelong, as you must know by now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just had one question. Do you know like what facility offers that?
It's a DOC facility. They'll get you moved. It's okay.
Okay. I'm kind of nervous.
It'll be a good program.
I have people here like Miss Stephanie that,
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You just got to work the program. That's your focus. Good luck.
thank you.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, I'm just getting where I can hear you. Thank you.
All right. So the Committee on Parole is now at the West Baton Rouge Detention Center, and we have Mr. Lanu. Good morning, sir. I think you're still on mute. Do you know how to unmute it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell
Good
us
morning,
your,
ma'am.
good morning. Would you tell us your name and DOC number, please?
My name is CLEMONE LANIEU, ma'am. The DOC number 387876, ma'am.
All right, and you are here for a revocation proceeding. Let me just, you do have your attorney is here with you, Mr. Stefano. Would you enter your name into the record?
Yes, ma'am. Michael DiStefano, bar roll number 20536. I represent Clemone Lannieu.
Thank you. And your sister, Ms. Coco Phillips, is also here to speak. So you're here for revocation, as I mentioned, and so your case was assigned to me.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
read the allegations against you, ask you to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll talk about it. And if you need to talk, if counsel needs to jump in along the way, that would be appropriate at any time.
Yes, ma'am.
You're accused of violating condition number 4 of your parole, of your supervision conditions. And it reads, on February 1st, 2024, you were involved in criminal activity in the commission of the offense of 3rd-degree rape in West Baton Rouge Parish. You were arrested by West Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office, billed by a grand jury for sexual battery, and a trial on November 17, 2025. All charges in West Baton Rouge were null pros due to lack of cooperation from the victim. So how do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Not guilty, ma'am. And if I speak further, may I?
Yeah, let me just read through. There's one other violation I'd like
Yes,
you to
ma'am.
put. Then I want you to tell us what you want to say.
Yes, ma'am.
The other one has to do with your fees. It's condition number 10, and it says you have arrears in the amount of over $3,000 in supervision fees. So how do you plead to being behind on your supervision fees?
Ma'am, I am guilty of that, but it was under medical terms, ma'am.
Okay. Well, tell us what you want us to say about the previous
4.
condition number 4.
Yes, ma'am. Number 4, the sister who was living with me already was supposed to be at this meeting to count. She was at the last meeting, and she gave a statement. She was there the whole time. Her sister was in the streets, and the one that was living with me, Shamaya Lanu, had just had a baby. I was helping her get a job and things. Although I was having a hard time myself because of my medical condition with my back, she was helping me with that and my neck. And her sister had got put out on the streets, but she was living a life of, we don't know if it was sex trafficking, but it was sure prostitution, and she had nowhere to go. She advised me not to pick her sister up, but I was like, we can't leave her on the streets because if something happened to her, now that you done told me, you know how I am, I try to help everybody, and I end up picking her up, bringing her to my home. The next morning, I had a somewhat argument about what she was doing because her sister told me when we went to pick her up about the way she had run off with some other people that were living in Montesino, which is a bad neighborhood by the Plank area, that there was an accusation that she was out there selling sex to survive. So we got into an argument about this, and I was like, said some things about her mother previous life that also surrounded that and those type of activities, and she may be prone to them. I said some mean things in the category of it, but I only wanted her to recognize that the choices she was making were wrong. Within an hour or so, the girl and the family that she had run away to live with doing this came to pick her up. We didn't even know. The next day, I find out there are all these allegations, and like I said, I said some things that may have ticked everybody off, but I didn't deserve this. After my arrest, the DNA came back, proved that there was no rape significance. The case was unsustainable from that point, so they tried to indict me of a statement that was made in her statement there was of a lesser charge that also didn't have no factors to it because the rape kit proved different of otherwise. The young lady, come to find out, had an STD from her activities. I sent my discovery packet home to the family. Her sister and them read through it and they confronted her about it. After they confronted her about the things that were said, she went and signed a form to drop the charges, and therefore led to the charges being dismissed eventually because the district attorney them seen it wasn't going in. She wasn't cooperating. From her sister said the last time she talked to her, it was mainly because she knew she had lied. The girl that she was staying with that did it, they disappeared, and she was on her own, and she didn't want to go to jail because she knew that
Okay,
she had committed a crime.
okay, wait. Let me ask your lawyer. Can you summarize all that for us, please? You're still on mute.
Good now?
Yes.
Okay, let me just say that Mr. Clayton's office, and especially in West Baton Rouge, they prosecute very aggressively. This wasn't just a case of to get to a null process of a felony charge like this, of the fact that they didn't have a cooperating witness. It was a lack of evidence as well, and they didn't want to take it to trial. I've had extensive talks with the prosecutor, Julie, and also Mr. Clayton, and they agreed that it was not a case that they wanted to take to trial because they didn't think they could prove each and every element of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. So to get a null process and not him to plead to a lesser included offense of something like a misdemeanor battery or something tells a lot, especially in that jurisdiction and venue. As far as the him being behind on his fees, I have a letter that I'm going to submit from Davlin Fisher and Taiwan Sims from RTSP LLC in Baton Rouge, where it says that they would be willing to hire him upon his release. So he does have a plan to extinguish those arrears. Can I get this emailed in or faxed in to y'all?
Yes. What's
Okay, well,
the email address? Is it? We're gonna give you the fax number. It's
okay,
342.
342
2289.
2289.
Yes, sir.
And you know, let me just say, talking with the district attorney and assistant district attorney and all, I mean, he's been in jail for this for 2 years, and it's not even going to a jury trial or bench trial. So I think the feeling was, hey, he's been punished enough, whatever happened there. But I don't think they could have won this case from a prosecutorial standpoint, and that's why it was not prossed. It's not going to be brought back up or anything like that. They have no intention of reconnecting with the witness or anything, or alleged victim, and trying to bring it up. It's gone.
Do you have, in my record, I do have notes that say it was non-pros, but do you have any documentation to that effect?
I can pull the minutes, but it was now processed in open court, and subsequently his supervising agent came in, and I think she was supposed to grab those minutes from the certified true copy of those minutes from the clerk of court. I don't know if she turned those in to y'all, but I can certainly get them and fax them in, just like I fax in this letter of employment from Mr. Lanu.
Yes, sir, that would be helpful. We appreciate it. All right, so let's hear from Miss Coco Phillips. Ms. Phillips, what would you like us to know?
Yes, good morning. I'm sorry. That is my brother who ever since he was released from the first time, his first from when he first went to jail, he's been living with me. That was my home that I left with him because I moved with my fiance, which is currently now my husband. During that time, my brother has been around several kids because I had an 18-year-old daughter at that time. Been around several kids. I had friends, which was females coming around because I wasn't really in a relationship with the guy. And I've never heard of him getting out of the way with them. He's very helpful. Like, he'll help them move. He'll stay up late if they end up staying out and need to get back in or need a drive home. But this is my first time hearing of something like that, and it totally was out of character for me to even hear that of him after he had been living with me for about 5 years. So me hearing that, when I ended up speaking to my goddaughter, which is the one who was staying there with him, I left it to him and her, who was staying there with him, she told me that it was a line that she felt as if it was the girl retaliating because of the family who she was staying with, the young lady, the so-called victim was staying with. She was on the phone, and they couldn't even get in touch with her because of the allegations. Whenever they tried to talk to her, she ended up pregnant with one of the other family member kids, and they were no longer talking. So that's one of the reasons why I think my cousin rekindled the lies, that because she realized her and that girl were no longer going to be together. They were actually dating.
Okay,
And
all right.
yes, so I've never heard any of this from around about my brother.
Thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to speak to us today. Any questions
Mayor.
for colleagues?
I have no question.
Mrs. Ledoux,
I have no questions.
what did you want to say, Mr. Lanu? Make it brief.
Yes, ma'am. My errors, in 2018, I had a back injury at Dow, doing some rigging, and I been going through surgery for that for years. That's why I was back on my herbs. As my sister said, she left the place with me and I didn't want to be homeless. I was barely
I
making it
understand.
by.
You said all that. I think we're ready to vote. Now tell me who was, so Miss Washington is
Washington.
the alleged victim in this matter,
Yes, ma'am.
and Shamaya Lanu is your relative?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm ready to vote. Mr. Lanu, my vote today is going to be do not revoke, return you to supervision. That's based on the fact that you've been in jail for almost 2 years. The matter was not crossed by the prosecutor, but as a special condition of your supervision, because you're on supervision for quite some time, you may not have any contact whatsoever with Ms. Washington,
I have
none,
no
or
clue.
any of her family or close associates. And then I would like to see you do some community service work, speaking to at-risk youth. You seem to like to speak and you like to talk, so you
I
must
do
do
that.
4 hours of community service work each month, speaking to at-risk youth.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tillis,
My vote is do not revoke. I concur with Ms. Renata.
Mrs. Ledoux.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
My vote is to do not revoke, but to have no contact with victim or victim family.
All right.
Thank you, panel.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Stephanie.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jesus.
Good morning. Committee on Parole is now at Iberia Parish. Can y'all,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
do you have Ms. Deborah Hughes ready for us?
Yes, ma'am, we do. Let me see where she is.
Okay, we can't, there you go. A little bit higher. Can you
Hello.
get a little bit higher?
Ma'am?
Can you raise the camera a little bit to where, the top of her head's cut off? Better. Thank you.
Yes,
Ms. Hughes.
ma'am.
Good morning, Ms. Hughes.
Good morning.
Can you tell us your name and DOC number, please?
Yes, my name is Deborah Renee Hughes. My DOC number is 419-682.
Right, and you're here for a revocation decision. Do you have paperwork there with you at all?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a parole revocation questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your signature at the bottom of that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The information contained in that page indicates that you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. So are you ready to
Right.
proceed without a lawyer today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, thank you. Your case has been
You're
assigned to Mrs. Ledoux. I'll turn it over to her.
Okay.
Good morning, Ms. Hughes. Were you supposed to be in court today?
Just this court. I was able
No.
to this,
Okay, well, let me read the allegation against you, and you'll enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty. You have been accused of violating condition number 4 of your parole, in that you were engaged in criminal activity when you failed to register as a sex offender with the Vermilion Parish Sheriff's Office. You were arrested 10/27 of 25 by the Vermilion Parish Sheriff's Office and charged with that failure to register as a sex offender second offense. This charge is still pending. Arraignment was set for April 30th, continued until 6/25, which today is 6/25. So have you been back to court on that?
they've never charged me that. No, ma'am. I've never heard anything from them. Nothing.
So you have never been arraigned, and so you've never been formally charged with this crime?
No, ma'am. I've not
Okay.
been before the judge.
And so how do you plead to that allegation? Guilty, or guilty
well,
with a statement, or not guilty?
But I have a statement. I mean, I was wrong for not paying my fine. I did register. I just didn't pay my fine because I just got out of LTCW. And I went down to the security office because I'm on disability to get my disability started back. I went 4 times with all the proof, release papers, ID, my security card. I went down there 4 times in 4 months. I went once a month down to the Social Security office, presented all the paperwork. 10 days later, I'd get a letter in the mail stated that it still showed up that I was locked up in LTCW. There was nothing they could do. I couldn't even get my insurance started. I just found out that I had diabetes, and I couldn't even get my insurance started because it still showed I was locked up in LTCW. I called LTCW. They never got back. My voice is on the recorder there many, many times. I called DOC. No answer from DOC. My voice is on that recording many, many times. I contacted my registration officer. I let him know. I contacted Mr. Gabriel at the parole department. I let him know. And they told me to call Social Security. I called Social Security. Social Security said it was not there. It was not in. It was that LTCW still showed that I was locked up. Now, I have a paper from the judge because this charge should have been ran concurrent with the charge that I had at LTW. I was supposed to be an immediate release. I checked myself in December the 9th of 2025. I was supposed to be an immediate release at calculation. My parole should have been up in December of 2025. And I do have a letter from that judge, and he has marked it Exhibit A.
Okay,
Would you
wait,
like
let
to
me,
see it?
wait, I'd like some clarification first. So you released in July 23rd of 25. And so you're
Yes, ma'am.
saying that the first failure to register, that you served time for that?
I have time for that. Yes, ma'am, and I have my court miss on that charge. That charge was not, I had registered and I had paid my fees. That charge was for not registering my sister's car because I drove her car to parole. She had a migraine and I couldn't walk. So it was too far. So I drove her car and they got me for not registering her car on my registration. And they wrote it as failure to register.
Okay. Mr. Natsa, do you see anything about the first? How much time did you actually serve on that first non-registration?
I served a 2-year sentence at Cottonport. I did 9 months and I think 30 some odd days and was put on parole. This charge, the one that for being on social media, which is one that I'm on parole for now, I got in the same, I got before with the registration charge, but I was locked up for the registration charge at Concord. They didn't come get me. St. Landry Parish put a hold on. When I did my time there, St. Landry Parish came and picked me up. I went there and Judge Mesh gave me another court date. So I went and they made my time concurrent. He told me to take myself in December the 9th to St. Landry Parish, which I did. And he said I would be an immediate release on calculation from DOC. When I got my DOC calculation, not only did they not run my charges concurrent, but they added an extra year to court. I spent
Okay, wait.
3.
So, wait, I want to be accurate with, so since you have been paroled July 23rd of 25, since July of 25, have you served time since then?
Yes, I've served 9 months. I've served from October until now.
Okay, right, but okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay. So you don't have your charges are still pending, if I understand what you're
Yes, ma'am.
saying, because you were supposed
Yes,
to have
ma'am.
gone, you have not been charged with this.
No,
So you're saying the reason that you didn't pay the fees is because you didn't have the money
yes,
to pay
ma'am,
the fees?
yes, ma'am, because it still showed I was locked at LTCW. They couldn't release my funds because they stopped the funds once you've been incarcerated.
Okay.
So there's a way to release my funds because it still showed I was locked up. That's when I started calling everybody. Everybody, my parole officers, my registration officers, they all knew what was going on. I did not hide anything from any of them.
Okay, I'd like to ask for an executive session, Madam Chair.
I'll second.
And without objection, we'll convene an executive session to discuss confidential matters. It's 10:15. Stand by, Ms. Hughes.
What? See, 5 minutes? So they're gonna talk it over amongst themselves.
All right, Ms. Hughes, we are back in regular session without objection. It's 10:18. And we'll continue with Mrs. Ledoux.
Mrs. Hughes, at this point, I'm not prepared to make a decision without the court having adjudicated that charge. So I would like to continue your case until the court makes a decision, because that's a felony charge. And so if the court releases you from those charges, then you will not have a felony you could come back and discuss with us. But so my
mean, it's over the time limit now. They only have 6 months, 4 months, 120 days.
Go ahead, Ms. Ledoux. We're prepared to vote, Ms. Hughes.
So my vote is going to be to continue until after the failure to register charges have been taken care of in court.
My vote is also to continue.
My vote also is to continue until the outstanding felony has been resolved. All right, Ms. Hughes, we'll see you again soon.
So,
That's resolved quickly. Thank you.
well, I have a question.
All right, the Committee on Parole is at Vermilion Parish Jail. And I think we have before us Mr. Johnson. No, they got out. Stand by. There we go. Now we're at Vermilion Perry. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Is this Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you tell us your name, DOC number?
Jamon Johnson, and my DOC number is 701-994.
Oh, close.
993.
Yes, 70193. Yes, sir. So, Mr. Johnson, before you had the preliminary hearing, you signed a document, parole revocation questionnaire. Did you have that there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign that paper at the bottom of the page? That's your signature.
Yes, ma'am.
Based on that information, Mr. Johnson, I've got an appointed lawyer. So are you ready to proceed this morning now?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case this morning has been assigned to Lanu. I'm going to turn it to her.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to acknowledge, I believe you have your attorney, Richard Putnam. Is that correct?
I am
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
guys. I'm here.
Okay. So I am going to be reading some allegations of violations against the offender. Mr. Johnson, you'll need to enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty. If you need your attorney's assistance during the proceeding, then he can chime in. You have been charged with failing to keep your parole conditions by the fact that a warrant was issued to you on 9/3/25 for the crime of possession of a firearm or carrying concealed weapon by a person convicted of certain felonies. Let's see. Your attorney submitted a not guilty document on 2/10/26. The status was set for 5/12/26 and has been continued until October 30th, 2020 for this trial. How do you plead on that?
Not guilty.
Condition number 5, you failed to refrain from possession of a firearm or a dangerous weapon based on the warrant that was issued by the judge. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Number 6, you failed to provide proof of employment. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
And number 10, you're currently behind $1,378 on your supervision fees.
Not guilty.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, you have been out since May of 23. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I read all of the notes since then that your agent put in. I got really confused at how many different addresses you had in the first 2 years. It was unbelievable how much you moved. But I want to note that starting in October of 24, you started getting reprimand pretty often for your drug use. So you got reprimanded for not reporting. Then you got reprimanded for a drug screen, February 25, another drug screen was positive. June of 25, positive drug screen. And 16/25 was the last drug screen that was positive. Tell me why you would not be convicted of this crime that you got against you right now. There's video evidence, you realize.
There's no video evidence, and with the weed that
Can I pipe up at this point, or is that not appropriate?
You're his attorney. You may speak up at any time.
We understand that there's an allegation of video evidence. We challenge the video evidence. We think we have a fairly good defense, better than fairly good, to the felon in possession of a firearm. Our understanding through discovery is there is no firearm in evidence. There's a video that they allege is of something. Whether or not they can prove what it is, I don't know. And again, we are still in negotiations with the district attorney's office. But at this point, we would ask for a deferment or a recess to see how these criminal charges pan out, because again, we believe that he's got a solid, legitimate defense.
Well, I would be open to that because his full term date is 2034. And that's a long way out. So is that your request, Mr. Johnson? Is that what you're asking today?
Yes, ma'am.
Panel, do you have any concerns with that?
Concerns? You want to vote for the record?
I will. My vote is to continue this case until after the charges have been dismissed or dealt with, adjudicated in court.
Mr. Tillis?
I concur with Ms. Lanu.
As do I. I vote to continue. So, Mr. Johnson, good luck in court. Thank you, Mr. Putnam, for participating today.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
y'all.
I sincerely appreciate the courtesies.
Thank y'all.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we good. So
Okay.
Otherwise. I can make an opinion. Yeah, please, first. And that, there. Thank you. I appreciate it. Whatever I see, like I was telling you that, well, when I worked at that company. People didn't have, again. That's the truth saying. Not many days to the beach. Hey, right. Hey, that damn bastard. His man, piss ass should have been here, not me. Yo, should have been beside me. Yo, been in me. Damn, so shit went in me. Damn. You see how they talking about that? I don't either. Let's see how we say what they talking about. School of bread. We didn't read, we made that charge, made that happen, I think. Cause school was there that night. And bread is school to go out, go fall to that. School was out. We went to the bridge, I guess we did. Right, there's something. I know it shouldn't happen like that, but that's how it happened. That shit ain't right. That's how it does, yeah. And so much to. Yeah. And, okay. Pray about it, you'll be okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, how you doing, all right? What's your name? Senator. Say his name, boy. No. You came to the bar? Yeah. Oh, okay, okay, I have never seen you before, okay. All right, you too.
All right, good morning. The Committee on Parole is now at the Riverbend Detention Center. And I believe we have Mr. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you introduce yourself, Mr. Scott? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Calvin Lawrence Scott Jr., DLC number 739521.
Okay, Mr. Scott, and have you retained a lawyer?
No, ma'am.
You ready to proceed today without a lawyer for this?
For my for my revocation and parole.
Yeah, for your revocation.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the allegations. First of all, I think you signed, do you have his, we're gonna put a form up on the screen for you, Mr.
Questionnaire.
Scott. I'd like you to confirm or verify that it's your signature at the bottom of that page. You see that? Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So that information contained in that document tells us you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. So, and you just said you're ready to proceed without a lawyer.
All right.
Pork chop, rice and gravy,
Oh,
green,
I need you to say verbally on the record, are you ready to proceed without a lawyer? Yes or no?
I just don't want to have myself in I don't want to have myself in no crazy position though. That's the only reason I say, but
Yes or no is what you gotta do.
at the time, I don't know. I don't want to have myself in a crazy position.
All right.
Hello?
So I guess the question is, do you plan to hire a lawyer for this revocation proceeding?
Oh, shit, man. No, we could proceed.
Okay, so let me read the allegation against you, and then you'll need to enter a plea or guilty or not guilty. You're alleged to violate 2 conditions of your parole. The first one is condition number 4, and it has to do with criminal behavior. And it reads, on August 1st, 2025, you were arrested for second-degree murder, possession of a firearm, or carrying of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, and illegal use of weapons or dangerous instrumentality. And that resulted in your arrest by the Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office. And that charge has been billed. So how do you plead to violating condition number 4? It's guilty, not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay. Do you want to make a statement to go along with that plea?
Yes, ma'am. Because whenever they called me, they never called me with a weapon or none of that, and they never even asked me questions or questioned me anything about the situation.
Okay. All right. Well, the next one is condition number 10. It has to do with paying your fees. And it says that you are $1,575 in arrears and you haven't made any payments. So how do you plead to violating that condition, number 10?
The only reason I never paid it is because I never had the money to pay it. That's why.
Right. Do you say it has to be, you have to enter a plea, guilty or not guilty?
Nothing.
This is just for,
This is just for the your fees. Did you pay your fees?
Oh,
I
no,
need you I need you to say guilty.
No, I never paid them.
Okay, so guilty to violating condition number 10?
I'm guilty to not paying my fees, but I'm not
Right,
guilty.
that's what that is. That's what it is. Just that was just about your business. Okay, so you pled not guilty to number 4, and your explanation was they didn't catch you with the gun.
No, I'm saying that they never really like questioned me for nothing. They just pulled up and came to my house with the marshals. They never came, asked me no questions or nothing.
Okay. I do see you
come in
have
the
a
house
court
with a
date
gun or
set
nothing.
for that. I do see you have a court date set for that in August. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So I don't have any other particular questions of you today, Mr. Scott. Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Ma'am.
I don't see any questions. Mr. Scott, I'm prepared to vote and make a revocation decision. My vote today is going to be to revoke your parole. I hear what you say. I've read the information and evidence provided to us. I think there are witnesses who have given information that you did were involved in criminal activity. You pled guilty to not paying fees. So my vote today is going to be to revoke your parole. Mr. Tillett?
My vote is also to revoke for violations 4.
On the preponderance of evidence submitted by law enforcement officials, my vote is also to vote to revoke.
All right, Mr. Scott, your parole's being revoked today. We wish you well. Good luck when you go to court in August. All right, the Committee on Parole is now at the Orleans Justice Center, and I believe we have Ariel Stark. Soon to be on the screen.
Is it?
Stark.
No.
I'm All right. The center, be seeing Mr. Dandridge as soon as she gets him in the room. Thank you. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell us your name and your POC number?
TERRIONNE Dandridge, 622-533.
TERRIONNE Dandridge. All right. So you have you're here for a revocation proceeding this morning, and you have an attorney here representing you today. I'd like to ask your attorney to enter their name for the record. You're still on mute, Ms. Young.
Brittany Young representing Miss Dandridge.
And I believe we have Ariel Stark on Zoom. Is she on Zoom with us? She checked in and I don't see her now, but she's asked to speak, and if she's available at the appropriate time, we'll call on her. So Ms. Dandridge, your case this morning has been assigned to Mrs. Ledoux. I'm going to turn it over to her.
Okay, Ms. Young, as her counsel, you are welcome to assist her at any time during the proceeding. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to read some allegations of violations of parole conditions against Ms. Dandridge, and you need to enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty. You were charged with violating condition number 4 in that you failed to refrain from criminal activity as evidenced by your arrest on April 5th of 26. You were charged with battery of a dating partner by strangulation and simple criminal damage to property. Those charges were refused June 4th, 2026. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
You also failed to submit payment as evidenced by your supervision being in arrears by $344. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. I would like to ask Ms. Young, do you know what the grounds were for dismissal of those charges?
I will be real with you. I do not know. I just know it was refused on the date that you mentioned. But
Okay,
I know that Miss Starks is the complainant of that case. So I think if she did communicate with the DA's office, she'll be able to tell that.
Okay, so Ms. Dandridge, tell me what happened on that day in question.
It was a misunderstanding. Like I had somebody in her car, and when I had the person in the car, we got home and it got into an argument. And the argument led on to a fight.
Okay, tell me about the fight. What happened?
Well, we had got into it. I was on my way leaving out the door, and like, she had thrown bleach on me. So when she threw the bleach, that's how the fight got to start. And we were just, tussling and like fighting, and that's all that happened.
Okay. Did you grab her phone and throw it down?
What?
Did you throw her phone down? What was the criminal damage?
I didn't break anything. I don't know how I get the criminal damage.
Okay. What was your relationship with the victim?
That was my girlfriend.
Okay. What is your relationship with the victim at this time?
We friends.
Okay. So, is this how you typically react when people, when you have an argument? I mean, is this normal behavior?
No, ma'am.
Okay. My report is a little different from what you're saying. So do you mind if I actually read parts of what happened according to the official report? That there was, you retrieved a mop bucket and threw them at Miss Starks, poured bleach over her furniture and children's clothing, and you continued to do that and struck her repeatedly with the mop. Now, does that bring back any memories of what actually happened?
Yeah, that happened too. That was part of everything that happened when we got into it together. Like, it wouldn't just happen right then and there.
And may I interject real quickly?
Yes.
And I will just say, because of those, like, I understand that for parole that it is technically a violation, even though if the case is refused or not, it is violation of the parole. But either way, the case did not proceed into an actual court case where those facts could be challenged in either way. And that's just our position on that. And that's what I am understanding of the situation too, with speaking with Ms. Dandridge, that it was an altercation between both parties, but at the same time, the case was refused and there wasn't ever a time where to basically challenge those allegations. But we do understand, and I did discuss with Ms. Dandridge, that just because it's refused, it's just the fact that you were arrested in the first place is the reason why there's still a violation. But our position is still that it was refused. And also Ms. Starks is on the Zoom, so you can also hear from her too. And but I think, but also the understanding is that from Ms. Dandridge, they're not going to be in a romantic relationship anymore. So they're just not going to be around each other at all. So I just wanted to make it clear that yeah, they're not pursuing a romantic relationship anymore because, I mean, not because, but also Ms. Dandridge has also been in contact with Agent Duncan. She also was employed. She told me that she could possibly, if she's released back on parole, she can get that job back. It seems like the only issue was this relationship that was happening, but it seems like that has already been addressed, that they're no longer going to pursue a romantic relationship anymore.
I appreciate what you're saying. I think that perhaps the real issue is that there was some violence that occurred within this period of supervision. The victim was transported to the hospital. The officer states that there are bruises and marks, and that there's evidence that violence took place. And so that's significant to someone being out on parole. Let's hear from Ms. Stark now. If you'll unmute Ms. Stark and address the panel, thank you.
How you doing?
Good.
What is it that you're wanting me to speak about?
Well, what do you want to speak about? Why have you joined us?
Because I feel that she have learned her lesson in jail. She's a good person. I just think that it was a bad night, and I don't want to see her incarcerated any longer. And I would not like to continue a relationship with her, but maybe we could be friends later in life. She has 2 children that she take care of. She works and she helps the community. Like she does good things. She's not a bad person.
Okay, you're not saying that the violence took place. It happened, right?
It did happen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So do either of my colleagues have any questions?
I don't have any.
I do, of Ms. Starks. Ms. Starks, who was the aggressor initially in this whole episode?
It was her.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You broke up.
She was the aggressor.
So she started it?
Well, I started it because she had a female in my car. So I was angry and I just asked her to leave and she didn't want to leave. So okay. I started it because I wanted her to leave.
I understand. Thank you. I appreciate the clarification. That's all I got. Ms. Ledoux.
Yeah, Ms. Dandridge, regardless if there was other provocation, your response to her asking you to leave was inappropriate and it was violent. You are currently on supervision for another crime of violence. And this concerns me. So at the appropriate time, I'll be prepared to vote if my colleagues don't have any other questions.
Ms. Young, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I just want to add that to basically release Ms. Dandridge back onto parole. As we heard from Ms. Starks and from me, both parties do not want to see Ms. Dandridge incarcerated any longer. And it's already been addressed that they're not pursuing a romantic relationship anymore. Ms. Dandridge is going to focus on keeping intact with Agent Duncan and to continue working as she's already showed that those weren't even violations in the first place. She was working and she was checking in at Agent Duncan at the place where she was living at. And also if the board has any conditions like taking anger management classes, that is something that our office can help connect her with. So we believe that that can be addressed outside of DOC custody and back on parole. As Ms. Stark said, she does not want to see Ms. Dandridge incarcerated any longer. So I would agree with her on that Ms. Dandridge should be released back on parole. If y'all do have a condition for taking anger management classes, that is something that our office can help her with.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ladu, we're ready for your vote.
Okay. If I revoke you, I have no control over the classes or whatever you would take within the confines of the Department of Corrections. You have a problem. I don't know if it's a domestic abuse battery problem or an anger management issue, but you are going to be, you don't have the tools necessary to conduct yourselves appropriately on supervision. And so my vote today is going to continue on parole supervision with you have to take domestic abuse battery classes and enroll and complete and catch up with your fees.
Ma'am.
Mr. Tillis?
Is my vote. I concur with Ms. Ledoux.
Ms. Dandridge, this one's really tough because I too am concerned about the violent nature of your response.
Yes, ma'am.
I also hear what Ms. Stark is saying. So I'll concur with my colleagues. My vote today is do not revoke, return you to supervision, require that you enroll in and complete a domestic violence prevention program, and you're to have no contact whatsoever with RL Stark.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, we need him in here.
Yeah, they were cuffing him up, they were pulling him out.
Okay.
Where he at?
He coming, they coming down with him now. Wanna know about the wrong.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Now we're at St. Landry Parish Correctional Center, and this is Mr. Chambers.
Yes, ma'am.
Morning, sir. I guess, yet still morning. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us your name, your number, please.
The name Christopher Jermaine James. Christopher Jermaine James.
You know your DOC number?
601519.
All right, Mr. Chambers. And I see you looking at the screen, or you're looking at some paperwork?
The screen?
My camera's here, so it shows opposite.
Okay. So
Yes.
we're gonna put a piece of paper up on the screen. I want you to verify if that's your signature on that page. You see that? Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sorry. That's a parole revocation questionnaire, and based on the information contained in that form is an indication you're not eligible for us to appoint you a lawyer. So are you ready to proceed today without a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
And just so you know, in a minute, we'll be speaking to Taniqua Tizano. She's on with us as well. But this morning, your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. I'm going to turn it over to him.
Good morning, Mr. Christopher. How are you?
All right.
I'm going to read some violation that you may have violated, and you can put in a plea of guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Violation number 4, on or about 4/25/26, you engaged in criminal activities as evident by your arrest by the St. Landry Parish office on charges of domestic battery with a child endangerment, simple criminal damages to property, and interfering with emergency communication. Charges are still pending in St. Landry Parish. You're scheduled for discovery motion to be heard on 7/30/26 with no other dates scheduled. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
Not guilty.
Do you want to make a statement on that?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
On that night there, I was at home babysitting my son, man. My son was at home that day. But earlier that day, my two cousins was around. There's a boy and a girl, they brothers and sisters, they were playing the game with me. We always at the house playing the game. So between around about 8:30 to 9 o'clock, they took me to the store to go get some groceries. All I eat is snacks. They took me to go get some snacks. And they brought me back home. Later on that night, then when my wife left, whatever time she came back to the house, I was asleep. She come woke me up out of sleep, telling me, arguing, saying she got in a fight with a little chick named Karen East. So I'm like, who Karen East is? She was like, Karen East was telling me that you was sleeping around with her and that she pregnant for you or whatever. So me and her and the chick started fighting. So when her and the chick started fighting, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's how she ended up with them scratches on her feet. Other than that, I be at home. I don't do no violence. I don't beat no women, none of that. That woman too pretty, got beautiful, that woman there. I wouldn't touch that woman. I got locked up that Friday. That woman came to court that Monday and had a scratch on her face, a black eye, and nothing. She a bright female. That woman too pretty. I ain't tell her to send me a bond. The judge sent me a bond. The judge was like, she should come and testify and say you didn't do anything. I'm gonna set you a bond. You won't have to wait on a Gwen's law. I don't hit women. I love women. I love my wife.
Okay. We have Ty. What's her name? Taniqua. Would you like to speak now and tell us what's happening? You're on mute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What would you like to tell us?
That Christopher never hit me, not one time. I had got upset with Christopher. I was like dealing with a mental issue at the time, and I just kept having crazy thoughts that Christopher was cheating. And then I met a young lady named Karanisha when I was out that night, and she had told me that she was messing around with Christopher. But I didn't know that to be true. And when I got home, I started getting into it with Christopher. Christopher never hit me. He never argued back. And then when I asked to see his phone, I asked him to see his phone that night to prove to me that he wasn't having anything to do with that young lady. He didn't want to let me see his phone. So that's when I said, if you don't let me see your phone, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to have you arrested because I know you're already on parole. And I had did that like 2 or 3 times prior to that incident. I had called the police trying to falsely accuse him or something, but I just didn't follow through with it. It just so happened that time I followed through with it. And I didn't tell the truth in the police report. Everything that I told the police, I had made it up that night.
And you guys are married?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's your husband?
No, sir, we're engaged.
Oh, okay.
We're not married yet.
Okay. Ms. Lanu, do you have any questions?
I would like to do a little education. You know, Ms. Tizino, filing a false police report is a crime.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid of him?
No, sir.
And do you guys get into arguments all the time?
No, sir. It's mostly me. I have some mental problems that I haven't been receiving treatment for. So I could be honest, I've been kind of self-medicating with alcohol. So most times it's me being the aggressor and it's me like trying to start an argument with him. But Christopher's pretty quiet and laid back for the most part. Most times he ignore me or he'll leave if things get out of hand. And when I get upset with him, especially when drinking, that's what really made me call the police and allow on him to have him put back in jail. Excuse me.
You say you self-medicate with alcohol?
Yes, I spoke with someone from the parole board. He gave me some information to contact a lady to help me get Medicaid back. I've been cut off my Medicaid since like November or December of last year, so I've been out of medication. And so when I start feeling bad, I just start drinking, and I feel better. But then it just make things worse because I always end up like getting aggressive or angry when I drink.
Sure.
Well, that's not a safe place for him to go until you're.
Why I'm sorry. I actually moved. That's why I left. So I now live at 849 Bolden Road. That's where I live now with my children. So that's why I left the house because until I get better and I can get back on medication and get help with what I have going on, I will stay away from Christopher. The only thing that I would have to even communicate with Christopher as far as like talking or anything would be on the sake of our children. We do have 2 children together.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay, Christopher, what are your intentions? That's your fiance?
Yes, sir.
You plan to get married?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
And yes, sir. Not right above, not right hand. We supposed to be getting married. Not right out hand.
Is there any reason why she shouldn't see your cell phone?
But I'm the only one that touch my phone. I don't let no one see my phone. So I've been like that all my life. I don't let anybody touch my cell phone.
Okay. I'm ready to vote.
And have you been to court?
No.
What date? 7:30.
Oh, 7:30. Okay. All right. Any other questions, Ms. Ledoux? All right. I think we're ready to vote, Mr. Tillers.
My vote today is going to be do not revoke and for you to stay away from Miss your girlfriend until you guys stay away from her for at least 6 months.
Okay.
So,
Mrs. Ledoux? You're on mute still. Sorry.
Thank you. I was saying I don't like this case. You're a 5th felony offender, and I'm having a hard time believing the sequence of events as it happened. My vote would be to concur with Mr. Tillis, but I want you to have to also take a domestic violence prevention program just to ensure myself that you are not contributing to issues.
ma'am.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I do have concerns. I do hear what Ms. Taniqua has said. And she's agreed to have the contact with you for at least the 6-month period that Mr. Tillis set. So I will also agree, do not revoke attorney supervision required in a domestic violence prevention program. And you're to have no contact with Ms. Taniqua Tizano for at least 6 months. And you have to get authority from your parole officer before y'all reestablish contact. That'll give her time to get herself the help she needs. All right, and I realize that you're gonna have to communicate about the children, but your parole officer can help you navigate that.
That's ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, that concludes our business for today. We're gonna adjourn. It's 11:34.
Thank you.